doing online, you don't have any questions, nothing in your mind. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. I'm expecting to get more value. I'm expecting to learn more, get insight. I think I'm at with 7. Trying to remember what with 7 is. I did it in the night. So I have a couple of things I still want to understand, but we'll all start from the beginning. So if you have questions, if you have expectations, just say it. Be bold. Okay. So it's essential that we understand and follow the rules. We have rules so that we created for us to have a positive and supportive environment. And this is respect everyone. Be careful with the languages you use, how you behave in class and to your fellows and your mentors. Ensure you treat everyone with respect. Be punctual always for your class. At least if you're connecting online, join the class 5 minutes before time or 3 minutes. If you're coming for the physical class, try to be here on time. I believe everybody there was on time. Even by the fact that we didn't start on time, so some people were on time. Alright, so then come prepared. Of course, come with your notepad, your pen, your device, that's your smartphone or your laptop, so that we can work efficiently. And then follow the guidelines. Our mentor is going to give us a guideline of how he wants the class to be and how the modus operandi is going to be. Please listen and adhere to all the guidelines he will give so that we can be able to work well with him. Then let's meet our mentor in person of Mr. Patrick Ndifon. Round of applause. So just a brief bio. Mr. Patrick is a dynamic product manager and ecosystem builder. He's known for driving innovations and tech entrepreneurship in Cross River State. With a background in computer science and executive MBA, he expertly merges technology with business strategy to foster growth. He empowers startups and SMEs, leveraging cutting-edge tech and insights for global market success. A champion of the AfCFTA, Mr. Patrick uplifts local innovators aiming to globally position African innovation. His commitment to the African innovation scene is profound, focusing on realizing the potential of individuals and communities. And as a speaker, Mr. Patrick shares valuable tech and entrepreneur insights, making him a key figure in shaping the future of Africa innovation. A round of applause as we welcome Mr. Patrick to take the stage. Thank you very much, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. How are you? Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much, Pete, for that introduction. I want to thank Dahel Techies for inviting me. Yes. So thanks for inviting me. Before we start, when they said I should give guidelines, my heart jumped. So usually I like my classes to be very interactive. Okay, so if I say something and it's too complex, just raise your hand, ask for clarifications. It's not that excitement. Okay, whatever it is that you need clarity, explanation, I will be sure to do that as well. I think that's pretty much it. Pay attention because the things that I'm sharing, trust me, they will be very valuable to you in your learning and also on your product management journey. So before we begin, let me ask each and every one of us. I can do introductions, right? I can get to know their names. Okay, yeah, let's do that. So just while you're seated, tell us your name, your project. So you have to be loud. Tell us your name and why product management. Why did you want to do product management? I didn't get that.
My name is Ndifon Jr. Okay, I'm new in this project. I really want to know about product manager. I want to know the new sites.
Okay. Okay, fantastic.
Okay, my name is Dahel
Product management, I really want to know the insight of product management. I want to know how to produce some things and how to at least know what the users really needs and how to meet the needs of the business. Thank you.
My name is Ndifon Jr. I chose product management because I'm into business. I want to know how to manage human beings. I want to know how to manage my business, whatever it is, because of the name product management. So I get to learn. I get to know what product management is all about. Thank you.
Okay. My name is Franca, and I chose product management because I am into tailoring and I would love to know how to manage my business. And I'm also a non-teaching staff in the university. I also want to learn how to manage my students when they come to me for any inquiry.
My name is Austin Okichi. I'm an entrepreneur and I applied for product management and I want to excel in my business. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Susan. I chose product management because I want to learn more about it and see how to apply it in business or any aspect of life. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ndifon Jr. I chose product management in order to gain more skills and know how to manage them.
Good everyone. I'm Sir Dennis. I choose product management because I want to know what to do. And because of the situation we find ourselves in society today, let me know how to manage.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Joshua. I choose project management because I want to make money. But that's just a dream. Actually, I love tech, and I found out that project management is one of the things that relates to me personally because I'm kind of committed. I like creating something with my idea and see how it goes and manage it, and I also like getting feedback. So those are the reasons why I choose project management.
Hey everyone, my name is Nancy. I choose product management because I want to really understand human needs and firstly know how to provide solutions that goes in line with those needs. And also, I want to use this professional skill to gain financial independence. Thank you.
You don't have. Okay, you're not.
I'm Princess Ruth Oliver, and I am a content writer and a blogger. I just graduated from law historical, so I chose product management because it looks readable and it's like that management aspect of it means that I felt like it has to do with engaging with people and then like generating responses, business and all that. So it was something that kind of appealed to me. Yes, and I also like tech, and I chose it because I felt like it won't be too difficult to grapple with for someone who is new, like someone who is just breaking into tech. So that's one of the reasons. Thank you very much. I also like to make money. Yeah.
My name is Ndifon Jr. I'm into freelance management because I believe it will improve my entrepreneurial skills and I'm trying to live fear and anxiety.
Try to what?
I'm trying to drive fear and anxiety in order to locate my core market and make it stable financially. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'll do my best to remember everybody's names, but if I can't, just please go behind me. Still tell me again. So I don't know what it is. So we want to have insight into the course, the skill. We want to know how to manage their products. We want to excel in business. We want to they are doing it because we improve how they manage people, want to learn to apply to their lives, want to gain skill, manage their business, make money. They're doing it because they love tech, they love great ideas, provide solutions to meet human needs, to better reach people. It's easier entry to tech and to improve entrepreneurship skills to drive out anxiety, right? Yeah. So all very good reasons. And the interesting thing is that actually product management help to achieve all of these things, so to speak. Before I get into the crux of the matter, how many of you have started on the product guide platform? You started taking your courses. Who has completed week one? Let me see your hand up. Week one. I completed week one. Week two. Week three. Week four. Week five. Week six. Week seven. Week 8. all right. Well done. At least everyone has gone week one, so that is good. Okay. Product management. In the courses that you were given, they didn't really explain what product management is. I think the first week was talking about essential skills of product management, right? But I'll talk about what product management is. So, product management is a discipline, just like you have engineering, computer science, and all these things, right? It's a discipline of guiding a product from conception to its launch and beyond. Okay? So the product is an idea in your head first, right? Part of the discipline is that you're going to guide that process from when it is a concept, even before it's a concept, right? The process of figuring out what problem to solve, the idea to solve that problem, how to build that idea, how to test it, how to launch it, how to ensure that people buy it, and all of that. That is product management. It involves understanding the customer's problems needs and desires. So as a product manager, part of what we're doing is understanding the problems of customers, their needs, their desires. All right? So it's a very customer-focused, user-centric discipline. Most of the time, in fact, great product managers are, how would I put it? They are very customer-friendly. They are very customer-intuitive. Okay? They are even able to anticipate customers' needs before the customer even knows they have a need. Product management is about comprehending the market and the business in depth. Okay? Yes, you're building something for customers. Great. You're not just going to take everything the customer is saying now. You have to also take into account how the market is. So you're making clothes, so you want to know what customers want, but you also have to know the cost of building that particular thing. It's not so. So you need to know the market. You need to even understand the particular business that you're in. All right. So it's about comprehending the market and the business in depth and collaborating closely with engineers and designers. Now, engineers and designers, yes, because product management is very common in tech. Okay, it's a very common tech field. But let's say you're making shoes and bags. Your engineers and your designers are the people that sketch and the people that sew the shoe together, right? Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So the engineers and designers refer to the technical people. The technical people. Okay? So your job is to understand the business, understand the market, understand the customer needs, right? And work with the technical people to bring a product to life, to develop a concept, to take that concept and launch it to the market. Are we together? So it requires you influencing others without direct authority. So the product manager is not CEO. People always say the product manager is the CEO of the product, meaning that the only authority the product manager has is over the product. Are we together? So the engineers are not under you. The technical are not under you as product manager, right? They are co-laborers. They are collaborators with you. Okay? Your role in that team is to say, hey, users are asking for this. The market is demanding this, right? The business needs to go in this direction. Bring all of that together and say, guys, let's do this. Are we following? All right. So the role demands influencing others without direct authority, experimenting to validate assumptions, and turning chaos into clarity. As a product manager, your job is not to build every idea that comes, right? Maybe there are products that companies have launched, nobody used. And we have examples. Anybody want to give an example? The usage was horribly low. Think of products, come on. I built one. Okay, let me use a popular one. How many of you remember AfCFTA? AfCFTA. How many people used it? There's not many, right? There's not many. Okay? So as a product manager, experimenting and testing assumptions is what you'll be doing. The reason you do that is so that you don't build things that people don't need. I don't even get it. And when I say nothing, that nobody uses it, yeah, people might use it, but the number of people that use it is so insignificant, it doesn't make sense. It's like trying to start certain kinds of businesses and expect it to sell in Calabar. The market is too small. is too what? Small. So whatever problem you're solving will not be significant. So as a product manager, you want to experiment, validate assumptions. Whenever you have an idea, that idea is built on assumptions. It's built on what? I assume people will buy. I assume it will sell well and I'll make profit. I assume I can even make it. Okay? I assume people can use it. Those are all assumptions. I know that we're very used to, we have an idea, this thing fits. How many of us have started business like that without checking to see whether people need it? Raise your hand, I'm one of them. I spent 1.5 million naira and generated 40,000 naira in revenue. Yes, because we had a great idea. We changed that action because we had another greater idea. By the time we did 18 months, we had gone through 4 ideas, 4 greatest, and greatest ideas. Why? Because we didn't experiment or validate. Okay? Product management is about turning chaos into clarity. When you start a business, you know how confusing it can be. It can get very, confusing, right? So many things to do. You're wondering why this thing is not working. Sometimes you think that the thing that is looking good is actually the good thing, but it's not. It's actually the thing that's actually affecting your business. Some people think that, let me give an example now. Somebody posts a product on Facebook. Person has like 1,000 likes, and he thinks the product is doing well. So, yeah, 1,000 likes, that's it. My mentor always asks, whenever we want to hire people for marketing, we ask them, what can you do? The person will tell us, they'll give us page likes. You have more shares. What do business need? What's the need of the business? To make you that even revenue is deceiving. It's deceiving. Revenue. The difference between revenue and profit. Right? You can have 10 million revenue. 10 million a month, you're making that. But guess what? Expenses 9 million. So, as a product manager, see, you can have kind of thing that everybody thinking the company is going well, and then you now realize that one day there's your run of cash, right? Money is seen. So, and you're wondering what's going on. The product manager's job is first to prevent from entering that kind of mess, right? And if you do enter that mess, it's his job or her job is to get you out of it. Now, talk about some of the misconceptions about product management. People always mix up product management with project management. They are two different things. Okay? They are two different things. Project. Have you heard? Project. Product. A product can be a project. You know that, right? But a project manager does not really care about the user needs, the desires, and the markets, and all those things, or the life cycle of the product and all of that. The project manager is concerned about the time it takes to finish it, the budget that people will spend, the scope, all right, and the resources available. That's what the project manager is concerned with. So when somebody calls you project manager, you're not a project manager. You are a product manager. You are concerned with the product itself, ensuring that it meets the needs of the users. Are we together? So product management is not other things. It's not just about gathering customer requirements. It's not about writing specifications. It's not about designing wireframes and prototype. It does not focus on task assignment, verification of others' work, or preoccupation with velocity and deadlines. So what that means is that it's not, okay, you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do this. No. It has nothing to do with setting tasks for people and giving them tasks to do and following them up with the tasks and asking when this is going to finish and all of that. No. Your work is going to be, look, I've looked at the market, I've spoken with users, right? I've looked at the business, bring all the information together and give direction to the team. This is the vision that we need to achieve, right? This these are the strategies that we have in place. Okay? Everybody comes together, we put our heads, we develop ideas, and then the people that now do the technical stuff, they go and they move. Okay? That's all. That's your role. So product management is the process of strategically, keyword, strategically. When someone is building a house, does the architect go to land carry the block? No. He sets the strategy, right? The builders, they go and build. It's not so. So strategically driving the development. But we'll come and check. You people are, no, this thing, see, the person has complained about this thing. We bring data, we say, no, I think we should. He will not, his job is, or her job, because I'm saying it because, so her job, right, is to focus on the why, okay? The technical focuses on the what, and the how, rather. Product management requires a blend of business and technical skills to fulfill customer needs and achieve business objectives. It requires a blend of what? Business and technical skills. Technical skills in the sense that you don't necessarily need to learn how to code, okay? You don't necessarily need to learn how to design, but you need to understand the technology, okay? You need to understand design. Because you will not be able to, if you don't understand, you won't be able to give direction to the people that are building. And you won't even understand what they have done. Because some people are like, what is this one? You will be able to make an informed decision about the next steps. Primarily, a product manager is a decision maker, okay? But they don't enforce their decisions. Their decisions are not enforced, but influenced, okay? And they do that influence with data, with research, with evidence, okay? So, in my time as a product manager, I find that from the people I've worked with, you know, CEOs and executives, they always have ideas, have great ideas. You're building something. So recently, one of the CEOs I was working with, he said he wanted to build something for supermarkets. And they had not done market research whatsoever. And he's like, we're going to buy the parts and start building this thing. He's already budgeted $5,000 to pay for something that he does not have an idea who the customers are. He does not know what they need. He does not know what the pay is. He does not understand anything about the market. And he has already planned to spend $5,000. What do you think will happen? He's very likely to lose, but he's not God. There's no right? So I had to interfere, and I basically threatened him in a very funny way, which we'll get to see some of these things when we look at the skills of product managers. So I told him, see, you can compel me to follow you, no problem. But this is what will happen. 50% is that this thing will fail, you lose $5,000. Gone. You just carry your part. Maybe you have to find where and sell them to a booking because it's hardware, right? No offense, please. Then the other 50% is like resources, right? Or if you follow my way, let me start with research, okay? You're likely to uncover more ideas that you can now test to find the right ones. Are we together? So by the time he saw the two options I gave him, he started thinking, 50% chance or less than 10% chance with my own option, starting with a low cost. And how much did we spend to start? We started with 60,000 to buy the first report. It's not better than going to spend 5,000 to just to do 50-50 and see whether the thing will work or not. $5,000 against 60,000 naira to start. The funny thing, a lot of startups today, you know our country, right, are going through the same problems where they get $3.2 million, $5 million, $10 million, 20, and all that, and they still fail. Yeah, have you ever wondered why that happens? Right? I think when you go back, think about it, go and look at startups that have raised huge capital. And that's one of the assignments I'll give you. Look at startups that have raised large amount of money and ask, why did they fail? It boils down to bad decisions, right? Bad product decisions. Sometimes, the one I remember in particular was 54G. So 54G, how many of you have heard of them? So they used to do, it was a biotech company in Nigeria. They were very helpful during the COVID period with setting up labs to do vaccines and all that. So I was reading their report by the film. One of the things was that because we were doing COVID testing, right? They thought that there's market for it. So they spent millions of dollars setting up labs across the entire nation. Guess what? It now turned out that initial graduate they were seeing was actually not real. And you know, they had done probably something called a sentiment analysis, right? To look at the market. You might discover that people were just panicking from COVID-19 news. I remember when Bill Gates' ex-wife now, she said that bodies will be dropped in Africa. You see, I can say, oh, see, it looks funny, but that statement and the reaction of Nigerians, right, can actually affect the direction of the product or service. It can actually shape the market. So after all the COVID, everything died down. In fact, when people started hearing that people are dying from COVID, from vaccines, right? People are getting sick from vaccines. That one alone, you know that the market for that thing was vanished. How many people now take vaccine today? How many? It's not chloroquine. So they would have, if they had said they would rather do chloroquine, lab or give people free chloroquine or something like that, right? They would have probably had a better chance. I'm speculating, that's an assumption I'm making. The product management, one of the things you learn to do is make assumptions. So what do product managers do? Product managers communicate and collaborate. Product managers do what they call product discovery. Product discovery is when you're looking for problems. Sounds funny. As a product manager, your motto will be, I like problems always. Right? Because problems mean that there's a solution, is possible. Don't be someone that builds solutions and looks for problems. And start looking for a problem with the solution. Right? It's that kind of thing before, right? You come up with a solution, bam, then you now realize that there's no problem. That's why you're finding problem that the solution will solve. Start with the problem first. That's what product discovery is about. Finding a problem. From finding the problem, you can now discover a solution, and so on and so on. Product managers, they do experimentation. So in terms of collaboration, right, they are between the market, the business, technology teams. So they're always communicating a lot of things. Sales, marketing, and the top level executives. Why? Because all of these teams, all of these departments, okay, have an input into that product. The CEO wants the company to thrive, right? The thriving of the company depends on the success of the product. So they're going to have expectation. The UI executives are also stakeholders because they're going to design it. The developers are going to build it. The sales people, they have to sell it. Okay? The HR, we even hire people to, the entire team that have to work on that project. Legal, we need to know that this thing you're building is not going to cause us to end up in prison. You understand? So the product manager is involved in all those areas. Product managers manage risks by conducting product discovery. So that discovery is finding problems, finding solutions, and all of that. And when they do discovery, they now determine what to build by planning experiments to test assumptions before implementing. So you have an idea, you're not just going to jump and start building it. You have to test your assumptions first. are people going to like this idea, this solution to this problem? Okay, are they going to pay this amount for this solution? Are they going to, and there are many ways to test, okay? There are many ways to test some of these things. Product managers work with data. They do what? In summary, product managers are evidence guided. They are what? Evidence guided. Even if you have intuition, okay? You have intuition. Your intuition, you rank it 0 to 1. Evidence is like 9, 10. When you have intuition that this is the way to go, you're not going to just jump on that intuition, okay? You still have to test it so that you build up a certain level of evidence. Product managers lead with strategic context, meaning that you're not building in a vacuum. So you're not building anyhow. Okay, there is a direction. All right. That's why I talked about context, strategy. So you're going to build maybe a product vision, a product strategy, and make sure that look, everybody is aligned with that strategy. Are we together? Yes. Well, I've seen a situation where somebody comes up with an idea, and you discover that so the company I work for now, so we started building an agri-tech product, and we brought in someone from marketing to drive what they call product adoption. Product adoption is really trying to get people to buy into the product, start using it, and all of that. And he came up with another sub-product, which was an academy. The academy was supposed to be, was meant to be a way to get users to, start using the product. But at the point, we almost lost track. It almost became like, instead of us being an agri-tech solution, we will now becoming an agri-academy. So we have to call a very strategic meeting and say, see, the goal of this academy is to drive people to use the products. You understand? The main thing, the core value that we offer as a company is this product, not the academy. So everything must surround the product. Are we together? That's leading strategic context. As a product manager, you have to ensure that somebody else is going to build something that will not end up being like another business. That will now, before you know, you started with building shoes. Next thing you know, you're selling what? Bag. You're selling bags. You can sell bags. The only context where that kind of shift can happen. So in business, it's called a pivot, right? In physics, pivots now. That can happen because maybe in testing an assumption in the market, now saw that people don't actually want bags, people want shoes. Then you get more evidence that is very strong. You can say, boss, see what you see, you don't know. Like the market is saying this, let us shift. Now this goes back to my quarrel with people that collect $3.2 million. I mean, not collect 1.5 million naira. People that collect $3.2 million and they fail. I also ask myself a question. Didn't you learn enough to change the business? Are you following? Because you would have had enough money to experiment. The whole idea of experimenting and testing is that you will not spend so much. You spend little to figure out the way the market is going. Okay? And if you realize that the path that you're going is bad, at least you have spent like $500,000. You still have, 2.5 to change direction, to do a pivot. That is where we need more product managers in this country. That's where you, as product managers, come in. Are we together? Yes. Now, there's several roles in product management. Product owner, there's growth product managers, there's product marketing managers, and there's technical product managers. These are all different places. Okay. Generally, a product manager would do all of these things, but there are people that end up specializing in some areas. Okay, there's some people that specialize more so it's more towards marketing. There are those that specialize more towards the technical part of coding and building. There are those that specialize go towards growth. So marketing and growth is very different. Growth is like taking a product from 1 to 10. It's a completely different dynamic. Product managers are expected to be curious, learn continuously, question solutions, and align their work with the ultimate goal of creating products that customers love and that serve the business effectively. So you want to create products that customers love, and you want to create products that serve the business effectively. Usually, there's this diagram that is very popular on the internet. You see, it's like a Venn diagram, right? So it's 3 circles. Business, technology, customer. So the product manager is at the middle. But that circle is actually much bigger. Let's just use that one as a starting point, okay? That circle is much bigger because the product manager interfaces with all other areas. So, yeah, it's important that the business succeeds. It's also important that the users get what they want. But it's also important that the ideas you are giving to your technical people, they can build it. I worked with a designer once. Man, her designs, Jesus, was causing quarrel with the tech, with the developers. They were like, what kind of, what she put on this thing? You can't even build this thing. You know, she made it so complicated. The designers, it was so hard for them to translate the design to an actual product, and it started causing problems. It delayed the product, it caused, quarrel and fight and everything. So I have to step in and say, no, this is the market, this is the data, this is the and all that. As a product manager, you're going to deal with conflicts a lot. People are, you have to know how to communicate with people, which takes me to the essential skills of product managers. Communication is one of them. You read that, right? Communication. Sometimes you'll be solving problem that has to do with, for me, developer was hired to do a job. He used the money and took off. Clients wanted to send police to go and arrest the developer. But I think that developer had issues. His father had died, and they were grieving. The mother was grieving, and he was not asking for the developer house address. I said that if I give the address, you send police, you go and his mother. The mother now might now see double trouble, collapse, and die. I said, please, whatever it is, let's find a way to work that. Sometimes you do that as a product manager. Okay? There are times when somebody is angry that somebody said something. Okay? And because of that anger, the person has done something to the code. Yeah. You have to, as a product manager, you now go and try to, smoothen things out. That's why. So my friends will say that it's called product politics. Everybody's your friend, right? You are everybody's enemy at the same time. You're talking to this one so that the person can calm down. You're talking to CEO to go with this idea. You're talking to developers so that they can build fast, right? Your leadership is by influence. Okay? So effective communication is important. It's also important because you have to make sure that everybody's on the same page. Like I talked about earlier, somebody doesn't come and start building something that is out of alignment with your original objective. Product managers are problem solvers. That was one of the skills, right? Problem solvers. Problem solving emphasizes a systematic approach. Okay? It's not just anyhow. In product management, there are approaches to solve problems. You heard of design thinking? I've never heard of design thinking. You don't have design thinking. Okay, so design thinking is a system where you can use that allows you to solve problems based on user needs. Okay, allows you to solve problems based on user needs. I think as we proceed, we'll cover that. So, problem solving is the aptitude, the ability to tackle unforeseen challenges and find creative solutions. The aptitude to tackle unforeseen challenges and find creative solutions. Okay? When someone's able to come up with a solution that solves a problem, right? That person is engaging in problem solving. Product managers are leadership is an important skill. Leadership, okay? Very important. Leading teams, driving product initiatives from concept through execution. Remember, your leadership is not by authority, okay, but by what? Influence. You know that if you can put this on, there are different kinds of leadership. There's positional leadership, there's leadership by influence, and all of that. So professionalism is very important as a product manager. You must maintain a high standard of professional conduct and work ethic, meaning your source is excellent. Imagine that you are going to give a product objective to the rest of the team, and then there's so many spelling errors. You are communicating, you're not even clear what you're saying. Some people are working, sometimes the executives are not very clear. So, because it's their idea now, the entrepreneur, man, she's just so excited and she's talking plenty things. As a product manager, you have to organize all of those thoughts into clear, concise points. Because if you just carry everything like that and then give the developers, you can wait in 3 months. They've not done anything. Because what's their own? They just want to do this. Sending them all of that test, you're making them think extra. Have to be on strategy, and then have to think on the code again. It's kind of stress. So your job is to ensure that communicate properly, make sure that you're excellent, make sure you're professional. Product try to involve you developing long-term objectives, determining the necessary actions you have to take. Okay, so your collection of choices is your strategy. How are you going to go about achieving this goal? How are you going to go about achieving this objective? Design is an important skill. Not that you have to know how to design by yourself. It comes hand when you're doing your own projects, your own personal projects. But in a team, it's great for you to understand design. Understanding design principles to create user-friendly and appealing products. Marketing is an important skill. So knowledge of market research, product positioning, promotion strategies, very important. Prioritization. Prioritization is, it cannot be overemphasized. A lot of times, people make decisions, okay, that hurt the company, makes the company waste resources. That thing you want to build may not be important, okay? Don't build it, let it go. There are things that you must have, okay? There are things that are nice to have, okay? There are things that you should have, there are things that you don't need at all, all right? So you have to know the difference between those level of objectives or decisions or choices. It's not every feature you do to an app. When you're starting a business, maybe you're building your website business, you have only 200,000, and then you want to build a bag. You're not going to carry your 200K to build the bag now to high-tech everything, right? You prioritize some things. Okay, maybe the bag will have strong leather. The body will be very durable leather, but the handle will be, it could be something else, right? The interior may not be so serious. I don't know if you understand. You prioritize. So as a product manager, prioritization is very important. And like I said, product manager is actually very simple. Prioritization should be based on data, should be evidence guided. What is important for the market now? Are we together? That's what you now prioritize. Not what you feel, because people are coming there, they're like, I sense it. Gut feeling. Gut feeling, you're losing the flush 5 million. Gut feeling must be substantiated with data. So, part of your product life lesson talked about analogies to understand the role of product manager. Product manager as a chef, product manager as a conductor, product manager as an architect, product manager as a tour guide, right? Most of all of these roles, very little hands-on technical, right? Very little focus on technical, but more focus on strategy and direction. The chef is listening to what waiters are bringing to him. Like they want. It's for the things in the kitchen, right? She's saying, look, that pepper, do anything like this. Customers don't want pepper. They'll touch your cotton. Make sure it is this. You understand? If it does not communicate well, someone will go and put someone that. That food has gone. It's not the person, it's the chef that we want to be because it's not coordinate effectively. Always say, a conductor as well, an architect, I explained that with the building analogy, a tall guy, the same thing. There was a diagram I'd like to share, but I'll just explain. So there are 3 categories of activities that a product manager will focus on. So there are strategic product activities. Strategic product activities. This is working out what the right product is for the business. Okay? Strategic product activities. Working out what the right product is for the business. You have to figure out the right product. Okay? That's your job. So that falls under strategic product activities. So it's about working out what the right product is for the business. There are 3 sub areas under that: insight, analysis, direction. Insight, analysis, direction. So that's the thing they're going to be concerned with. Insight, they're going to have actual insight, market research, customer research, competition research, product performance. Insight comes from data, right? So data comes from research and all those kind of things. Analysis. Look, from that data, they're going to start analyzing what are the segments that we're dealing with. From what we've learned, can we come up with a value proposition? Can we develop a position? Can we come up with a use case? And then when it comes to direction, what is the strategy? What is the product strategy that we have? And what is the vision? You understand? What is a roadmap? What's the plan? Are we together? Insight, analysis, direction. The man of God inside of me is saying praise the Lord. So, does that make sense to you? Yes. The second category is inbound activities. Inbound activities. These are activities that you undertake to help the business to deliver the product. Remember, strategic activities are those that you take to work out what the right product is. Okay? And you do it comprises of insight, comprises of analysis, it comprises of direction. Then inbound activities are what you do to help the business to deliver the product. These include things like product discovery, requirements gathering, designing and building, operational readiness, trials, testings, and all of that. Inbound activities. Then the third set of activities, outbound activities. Outbound activities. These are the activities you take to help the business to sell the product. So first, strategic activities help you decide or find the right product to build. Okay? Second, inbound help you deliver or build that product. Okay? Third, outbound help you to sell that product. Things like launch, product promotion, sales and marketing content, sales support. So you see that, remember we said that a product manager manages the life cycle of the product from concept to launch and even after that. So you can break it up into those 3 aspects: strategic activities, inbound activities, outbound activities. Or you can say strategic, delivery, and deployment. No, strategic, discovery, and delivery. All right. So what is a product? We've talked about essential skills of product managers. What is a product? What is a product? Who can tell us what a product is? I'm sure you must have grabbed it. And this was in your course. What is a product? Remember what we said about a product manager? creating what? Solution for customers that does what? So what's product? What is a
I think a product, any idea, trying to create solution to buyers or people of the
okay. I'll give you a 6/10. Who else wants to try? Okay.
product can be any commodity that is ready to be in market.
That is ready to be in marketplace. I'll give you an hint. I'm looking for specific keyword. Okay.
Product is a tangible or an intangible material that can satisfy the customer.
10/10. Put your hands together for her. And put your hands together for the others who also attempted. So the key thing there is that it satisfies a need. It has left the realm of idea. It has left the realm of okay? And it has come into reality and it's solving a need. It's solving a need. It doesn't mean that there can't be bad products. Yes, there are bad products. There are products that are not solving problems for people, but instead even creating more problems. So products are the result of series of efforts that encompass understanding market demands, conceptualizing solutions, design, development, continuous improvement. There are many types of products: consumer goods, okay, physical items sold to the public, electronics, clothing, food items. These are all products. Software products, services, industrial products, digital media, e-commerce platform, medical products, financial products. What are the industries, product managers, where are they needed? Mostly product managers are found in tech and software, okay? But you have healthcare, finance, banking, consumer goods. As you can have a fashion business and you still have a product manager. Usually, in small businesses, the product managers will be the founder or the owner of that business. Okay, so if they want to succeed, then they will have to deploy their product management skill set in building products and services for their business. E-commerce is another industry: telecoms, automotive, education, entertainment and media, energy and utilities. You can also apply product management to your life. Somebody had, and you can have that as a discipline. So how? Be evidence guided before you make decisions. Be sure that gather information about those decisions, right? Yes. Prioritize, okay? Ensure that whoever you're in relationship with or whatever it is, there's proper communication. Is that not so? Yes. What were some of the skills again? Leadership is also applicable to your own life. All right, let's look at the fun part. The product development process. So a lot of what you're learning now is, I would say, is elementary. But as you grow in product management, some of these things, you begin to come up with your own concepts, your own ideas, your own frameworks and tools, okay? Because, see, being a product manager, you're a problem solver, okay? And you have to always find efficient and effective ways to solve problems. So, yeah, this is a 7-step process, but you come to a time where you might not need some steps. You might have to change some things, okay? Being a product manager, one of the skills that's not mentioned here is adaptability. Being able to adapt, be able to adjust to circumstances and situations, particularly to the market, because when you're building stuff, see, I remember one year I was trying to learn, I used to be full stack software developer, and I was trying to learn how to code a language called Angular. People were changing the language every 3 months. And I was in service. So, first, there was no light. I have to find how kind of serious routine. Once I finish my PPA work, I would now trek for like 15-20 minutes to where there's light, sit down for like 2-3 hours. And these people were changing the technology every 3 months. After a while, I gave up. So sometimes markets can change like that. You're building something. That's why research, always being very, how do I put it down? You need to be literally keep your ear to the ground and hear what's happening in the market. So that if there's a shift, you check. Like now, AI has come. Some people are taking a 1 year. You might take that, so they may not know about AI until December of 2024. Okay? But part of the product manager is you're always listening. So AI has come. Instantly start doing research. How can I apply this to my business? How can I apply this to this product? What can this do for me? You do research. When you do your research, you start coming up with ideas. You come up with ideas. You now test those ideas. You test them. Okay, this is going to work. So you now scale it gradually. So we talk about the 7-step process for product development and launch. So these are the stages involved in taking a product from my initial idea to a fully developed and maintained offering in the market. I'm sure you've seen some of this. Ideation. Now, I would not agree with starting with ideation. Okay? I would say start with research. Start with problem identification. Find the problem. Because when you start with ideation, what happens is that it's your idea. It's not necessarily connected to any specific problem. Okay? So there's a risk that you can be building something that a problem does not exist for. So the first step is do research. Start finding your problem. What's going on? Is there a problem? Is there a problem? Let's imagine, culturally speaking, right? If someone is asking, is there a problem? Are you like, why are you saying? Are you praying for something bad to happen? You understand, right? But that's one of the most process of building the right product. So you ask, are you okay with the bag? Are you okay with the shoe? Is it hurting you? Is it paining you? Does it fit well? You understand? Is it okay? The food, does it taste good? You say, you wanted to taste bad. No. So when you start gathering problems, right? Maybe you've spoken to 10 users, 20 users, and people, they'll tell you stuff. Oh, it's a bit salty. Oh, it's too heavy. Oh, this thing is peeling off. You got there. You know that you start realizing that there will be some things that will be more. People will tell you, it's like the food is too bitter. It's too bitter. It's too bitter. It's too bitter. When you hear it's too bitter, you say, you have evidence. Bitter problem. Once you have the problem, your ideation now has direction. You understand? So now you're not now wasting your brainstorming session to think about how they think outside the box. Open-ended thinking. There's where it is important, yes, but you don't have all day, you don't have all the time in a business to do open-ended thinking, right? Because that time, more people are going to be complaining about that problem. Is it not so? So once you discover the problem, your ideation now has something to hold on to. Okay, how do we solve the problem of bitterness? How do we solve bitterness? You're brainstorming. Let's add more sugar. No. Let's reduce the potassium. No. Let's. What about we just remove this whole bitterness altogether? Ideas will come. Okay? When the ideas come, obviously you're not going to reduce the potassium, add sugar, and remove it all at the same time. Those are 3 ideas, right? What you do is you prioritize. Okay? So you have to figure out which of these ideas are we going to focus on. So if you put an idea and you turn it into a concept. So during this phase, the initial idea is refined into a workable concept. That concept will be based on market research and visibility. So the idea that you turn into a concept is the one that you will do small research on and check this idea. Does it look like something that people would like? Number one, does it look like something that we can build? So people would like what's called desirability, right? So in product management, there are 4 risks, but there's a 5th one. You know how in the Bible they say 7 things please the Lord, and here 8th one. In product management, there are 4 risks, and then there's a 5th one. So the risk you have to address. So when you're picking the concept, you're going to ask yourself, is it desirable? Is this idea, is it desirable? You have to find out, you have to gather evidence to know whether it's desirable. You ask again, is it usable? Can people use it? Will they be able to use it? You ask yourself again, is it feasible? Can we build it? Can we build it? You ask again, is it viable? Viable, that means we bring benefit to the business. We profit the business. And then the 5th one, is it ethical? Is it ethical? You don't want to build something that you just wipe out one industry. Or it will cause health issues, or it will destroy the environment or something. You understand? You don't also be, you don't come with carry the concepts that you know you have only 200, but it will now cost you 1.5 to build. Or the one that you know that you don't have the skill, nobody in your team has the skill to build. You understand? You don't want to take the one that will cost the company 80% of revenue. In those kind of projects, they will shut every other department just to build it. You don't want that kind of idea, right? You don't want the one that when you build and finish, the customer will be like, please, how do you use this thing? They'll have to read 5-page manual to use it. We're laughing, but people do these things. People build them. People build products that something. There's something you buy, you'll be very angry, right? Why you bought that thing? Because I'm looking for where the button is. Do you understand? So you have to continue. These are all risks that you must address in selecting that idea that you will turn into a concept. So once you've gotten the right concept, the idea that you're trying to concept, yes. Once you have the concept that is, has the highest scoring, next you start gathering the requirements. Gathering requirements is like saying detailed requirements, the technical specifications, the needs, all the things required to build that project. Legal, all of that and all of that. So you need to gather all those things together. Once you gather, next you start designing. Once you design, you build, develop and test, then you launch, and then post-launch maintenance. Ideation, concept development, product requirement gathering, design, build. The build part has to be developing and testing. You're doing that, and then you launch. And after launch, you see it while it's in the market. Some people have to keep on the road, see the bottle, everything. You come and buy. When you bring another back, problem. And you don't like what no post launch of they deny the product involved. All right. So there's a part I didn't talk about, but how much do I have? How many minutes do I have left? Let me see. Because I have 2 practical things I want us to do. One of them is how you. This is in line with what in one of the, I think with 2 or with 3, where they talk about showcasing your product skills. Showcasing your product skills. Maybe I think I'll do that next week. We'll talk about that next week. But keep this in mind, okay? So this is a take-home assignment. From the leadership skills that we have, from the skills of product managers that we have listed, go and do a check on yourself, okay? Look at all the roles that you have done, all the other careers you have, and pick out those skills that we have talked about, okay, that the product manager should have. So when you do that, once it's in light, right, those are called transferable skills. Transferable skills, okay? Leadership, there's a way you work and you lead. Communication, There's no way you can be doing work without communicating. I don't know what kind of work that will be, right? All of those skills that we mentioned, problem solving. I'm sure you have solved problem in your company before. If you have not, you have to talk about the salary that you collected from this people. Strategy. All right. Some people they hire them, instead of solving problem, they are creating problem. Marketing, prioritization. So take a stock of your previous roles and take account of the skills that you can find in product management. So one of the outcomes of the time we're going to spend together is we're going to be working on a real business. So we're going to be building a real business using the product management, product development lifecycle we talked about. So it's for a manufacturing company. It's going to be based in Calabar. All right. The first thing we're going to do, so the company will specialize in shoes, bags, clothes, and then they'll also do refurbishment of all these items we talked about. Okay, that's the company. Are you taking note? So I call it a use case, product development process for a manufacturing company in Calabar, specializing in shoes, bags, clothes, and refurbishments. What we'll do first, there are two things we'll do in this session, just to wrap it up. We're going to come up with a name of this company. We'll all suggest ideas. All right? Are we together? I'm going to come up with a name for this company. So let me start with the name that I came up with. Then we can use that as a foundation. Craftworks Limited. Craftworks Limited. Oh yeah. What do you guys think? Let's come up with the name. I'm going to document it. We're going to go through this process. So I'll give our first assignment. Manufacturing company specializing in shoes. I came up with Craftworks. What do you guys think? Shoes, bags, and clothes. And then they also refurbish those things. So we're starting with the company first. No, speak up. We're going to vote. So, Faith, please, you are going to keep tally of the names. Let's be snappy. I'll take one per table. So this table. I said Craftworks. So this table has said Craftworks.
Can we say Craftworks and more limited?
Craftworks and more limited. Second option. Next table. If you don't like Craftworks, say you don't like it. Why do you say Craftworks and more?
Because we are doing a lot of things like bags, clothes.
It's 2,000 Craftworks.
Yeah.
Let's put Craftworks and more. Okay. Should we leave it as Craftworks?
Yes.
Okay. So
Because more is still talking about the same thing.
Yeah.
Practice works limited.
Yeah.
IES limited.
Practice work limited. Practice work. It doesn't have to be limited.
I have a little one.
Okay.
Dahel
Techies Limited. Dahel Techies Limited. I want to evaluate the names. Classic fashion house. Classic fashion house. Facebook. Faith, what's your group? What should we call the business? Your group, your table. It's fine. Yeah, you can keep different names, so we'll vote on it. Lifestyle.
Limited.
Lifestyle Limited. Okay, you have to intervene in this one. That name will not pass CAC. So let's come up with another one. You have another name? Yeah. F and M. What does F and M stand for? Let's add it. So another alternative to lifestyle. You have soft touch designers. Lifestyle collection. Okay, better. All right. So let's vote. So Faith, just call out the name, and then you can vote multiple times. You can vote multiple times, right? Meaning you can vote for multiple names. So the one that you like, I know because you can like multiple names, and you just count number of likes. So what's the first name? Craftworks. I can't pronounce that one. Craftworks. I don't like it. Craftworks. No hand. One hand. One hand. So Craftworks 0. I'll be 1. Next name. Craftworks are more. How do you spell the practice, please? Practice works. So, or is it crafty works? Should we use crafty works instead? That's too crafty, right? Crafties. Okay. Crafties work. Who likes that? No one. I actually like crafties. Yes, but I like. So for this one, I'm going to give something. Yes, but I like practice. We could practice can actually become a mascot. So there's a bit of personal touch there. So the practice can now be used as a mascot for the brand. So practice work. So who wants practice? Practice work. How many? How many do we have? 4, 5, 6. Okay. 5. Okay, 5. Yeah. Let when she's calling it out, I'll hear it. So let's try to be snappy so that I can get to the final part of this. Dahel Techies. Nobody likes that one. Okay. Classic fashion house. Classic fashion house. Classic fashion house. Yeah. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. Lifestyle collections. Lifestyle collections. Anybody? One person at the back? 2. Okay. F&M designers. F&M designers. I like the F&M. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Woo. Soft touch designers. Soft touch designers. 1. One person. Who likes we dey create? We dey create. We dey create. We dey create. Sorry, Pete. Create and wear. Create and wear. Create and wear. Create and wear. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 4, 5. 5 names. Okay, so pick the ideas that have 5 points and above. What are they?
Practice work. Classic fashion house. M&M designer. Create and wear house.
Okay, so we're going to subject it to second round of validation, but we'll do it on the WhatsApp group with everybody else. Okay, but now we're going to take a second level of this thing. You have to now justify those names. So if you say this one, you give us reason why this should be the name of the company. So the last thing. So while we're also doing that, we're also going to so I've given you one take-home task already. What's that? Yeah, check your work experience if they're transferable. The second thing, now remember that we're trying to discover our company name. It's a manufacturing company, right? This is our company. Are we together? Good. So the first thing we're going to do is problem identification research. Okay? So we're going to do research on our phones. We talk to people that wear shoes, that wear bags. We're going to be asking them what problems are they having, what pains are they going through, okay? With shoes, with bags, and those kind of things. Are we together? So as you find, we're going to paste it on the group. When we come back next week, every team, please note the people in your table. Some people are only 2. So I'm only going to, there will be 4 tables. Every table should have a minimum of 4 persons. So find a table with 4. Find a table with 4. Sir, okay, you're not. Okay, he's not the product manager. Are you part of? Are you? Okay. Let me take one person. So minimum of 3. Minimum of 3 per table. I'll have to take one person from this room. Sir, with the glasses. No, I've reduced it to 3. Sir, please join this table here. So each table would bring here. This they are turning to ladies. No. Oh, you're not product. Okay, 3 there, 4 here, 3 here. Okay, we'll add more people to the groups of the people form groups. So you're going to do a report, okay, on the problems you identify, the pains that you have uncovered in your research. So throughout this week till next week, this is the end of the week. Starting from today till next week Saturday, right? All you're going to be doing is asking people, answer questions. Are you having challenges with shoes? What are the pains you experience? What are the problems you're facing? And all of that. When we come back next week, we will analyze that problem. The objective to identify key problems and pain points that customers experience with current shoe products, bag products, clothing products in the market. This research will inform development of a new line of shoes. I'll post it on the WhatsApp group, right? With a report template to help you guys putting your thoughts together. So your work is to gather the data. Okay? Thank you very much.
All right, please, let's give a standing ovation to Mr. Patrick.
Please let's stand up and give him a standing ovation.
so much. Thank you so much. So we are going to add it to the group, and we're actually going to introduce. Please, Sister, thanks. We'll introduce him again to those who couldn't meet up online or those who couldn't meet up today. But just like I told him, there's something I want to tell you guys. There's something I want to tell you guys. So I'm not a product manager. When we were having a meeting, those for data analysis, thanks for saying, I think we're done with this session, I'm going to invite you in short. When we were, I mean, those of us in the management team in Dahel Techies, what we were trying to acquire this new company, all of us, because we don't have a product manager per se in our team, we're all messing up. In fact, we even had to, there's this website, so maybe if I remember, I have it in one of my Google pages, so many of them as you can see. And the website suggests names of, if you are thinking of building a company or building anything, and you are looking for a business name, the website all you need to do is describe what you want to sell. So the AI will automatically generate names for you. But again, it will also tell you that some names are copyrighted, or how do they call it? Trademarks. Yeah. It will tell you that some names are trademarked or some domains are not available. And me, just like I told you guys, anything that is not my strength, I don't like to suffer. So I just abandoned it, and I was like, okay. And then this program came. Why I'm saying this is, whatever name you are going to be thinking about, also I want to add, do not just think in English when you are giving names to your products, right? Don't always think in English. I mean, it's so very interesting to see that when we had a meeting of Africans in diaspora, the US Secretary of State was there, civil service guys, a lot of media guys, a lot of Africans in diaspora, African Americans too. I discovered how a lot of them were so proud to call their businesses by the name in Swahili. They have never been to South Africa or Botswana or any of the Eastern African countries. But somehow that name, if you look at the translation, it meant either bag or shoe or whatever in Swahili. So when you are giving names, this is just me suggesting even more stuff. And don't come across the business with code limited. So, not like the name of the person, but you know what I mean. If you know that there's a name that sticks, Facebook, sticks, right? WhatsApp. It shouldn't be a long sentence, because remember, whatever name we are coming up with, at least I don't know about other training providers, but Dahel Techies, we don't just want to teach and let it go. So we decided that we want to work with the product managers to come up with a business name. As you speak now, we're already talking. In fact, we've acquired the company that you guys are talking about. We've acquired it. We are just waiting for paperwork from the lawyer, get it registered. That should be between now and February. You will definitely see the name you guys suggested registered. And then those who are in software engineering track will go ahead to build the website. And it's going to have a physical space and all this. As I was talking now, we are in discussion with BOI. Hopefully in the next 1 to 2 or 3 weeks, I'll be heading over to travel out and then get some of these machineries and then bring them down here to Calabar. So don't just think that this is something in class. I want you guys, when you are done with your course, you turn around and say, that business, now we run that. Right? And because we don't have a product manager in our Techies, we may consider having one for the purpose of sustainability. And it's something we want to take from, inside. So the UI UX guys will also, I think they gave them an assessment, right?
Yes.
So after that, by the time they meet again, they will now have a prototype to work with. So that is how it's going to be. So that by the end of February, before you run out your program in March, by the end of February, we are having hackathon, right, for that product to make sure that everyone, so that you have an idea of what really happens in real life, and you can wake up and see that that's the program. And I'm so happy that Mr. Patrick is here to make this possible. So this is almost like he's teaching and he's also doing part-time job. So please, a round of applause for anything. Thank you so much for making this possible. So as usual, we are going to have a group photograph, and then let's see if we have some of the questions that session was just last time. Don't forget you can go and get down inside those little containers. You can buy, or if you know that you are too rich, you can buy for others, or you can ask anyone to help you out. Please, let's come out for some photographs.